That's cap. This thing's gonna get the lid on it until I get in position. There's our acetone. There's our tap. Gets dugged in. Cap replaced. And we're just taking our time with the feel of this thing, you know. That's why we're doing 1/4 inch. Last thing I want is this tap busted off in there. This is like what came back from the machine shop. I'm trying to the light on it, right? Look at that. Yeah, I think you're right, Pookie. Look at that nasty excrement, you know. Look at that. Wow. That explains why it was having a tough time moving down there. Look at that, guys. The hole we just chased right there. Hang on. And then this one didn't get chased yet. Dude, we're chasing all of these, man. Can't trust that. Look at that. Look at that. You want to try to torque it down with that gunk in there? It looked clean, guys. I'm like, it shouldn't need it. You know, like, well, when in doubt, chase it out, guys. Stuck in there. I got to use this little screwdriver. That's what I had it for the head stud stuff. A lot of debris, guys. It's got a magnetic tip too, so it's kind of catching some hole. Look at that. That stuff's all nasty on there. Look at that, guys. That's just a little wipe. Not even all of it. Oh yeah, now it's not being all weird and hard to turn now, like before. Wow. More crusty rust stuff down in there. Yeah, we got a little bit of crust come out again. So it just, you know, gets the gears turning in your head of like what to upgrade to when you use this stuff, especially like cheapo stuff. Just the tiniest bits of pretty much nothing. I can just blow that up, I think. Towards the back of the vehicle, not towards the front. Okay. Yes. So some debris on it. Not crazy amount, but there's some. That socket's not gonna do it. I got another small one. So label front of the engine here. So each one came out in that specific order. Just dip in there. Dip it real good. Put that lid back on. So use these threaded holes. We're just gonna dab it. Okay. Because if you try to start rubbing this thing all hard and being violent with it, it's gonna start pieces of this cotton swab start falling off. Right there. Like that. Okay, push rods. So starting from the rear, be this push rod. And they're all faced, the way I put them into the cardboard was from the same way they came out. Say they came out like that into the cardboard. So the same way they're going back in. Stuff that gets on everything. Goopy stuff. Ultra slick. Anything bare metal. Getting this on it before I put it back in. Get this glove piece out of there. See how it starts to string off? That's probably plenty. Just gonna get it all good. And keep in mind, remembering which way this came out. So the top's on this side, so it's going back the same way it came in. Or came out. Trying to just do the running my hands over it with one hand, because if I touch it with the other hand, it's going to get on everything. So, see stuff. Okay, into the hole where it came out of. There. That way it's not just getting a dry start, guys. So this, if you take a look at it, see these this threaded parts kind of got some oil and stuff on it. We're going to take care of that right now. We're going to dip it in the acetone we still have sitting here. Just the threaded part. We're going to get this threaded portion in here in the acetone. We're not going to get the acetone on any of the other part though. We don't want it to wash away the lubrication that's in there, so we don't dry start it. Okay, here's our rag. Get this threaded portion clean as much as possible. Oh, that looks a lot better. Okay. That's plenty. Okay, so this end is where your little push rod's gonna go, that little slot. This other end's you're gonna try to center it up right here. And we still have some of this lube right here. So what I'm gonna do, right here, a little bit in here too. Okay. So now that it's got the lube in those areas, those friction points, I'm gonna go ahead and set it in. We're just gonna get it started by hand just a little bit. Oh, it's an 8mm, okay. So let's start by going through by hand, just getting it cinched, each of them cinched up. Yeah, there's no sequence, this is just a spec. I'm gonna try to look from above and make sure this stuff stays aligned. That's the main thing. So that one's up to over 5 foot-pounds. I'll go to the next one right here. I try to get them all staged, like started at 5 foot-pounds each. As like a lifeline. Right there, try and get them centered as much as I can. Alright, I'll do that. Thanks for that. Starting to get that take up out of it now. Okay, we hit 5 on that one. Go to the next one. Okay. Um, 10 on this one. Okay, we're at 10 there. Put 10 on this one. Wait for it to reset. Okay, we hit 10. Wait for it to reset and we'll hit this one on 10. There's 10. Next one. Okay, 15 on that one. We'll take it up to 20 on this one down here. Go 20 down the line, then 22 on the last one. Okay. Next one. We got it up to $19.99 on there, guys. That's pretty much 20, so that's okay because we still have to do 20, do the last 2 foot-pounds on the next pass anyway. Yeah. Okay, 20 on that one. Next one. Okay, next one. Okay, last 2 foot-pounds. Next pass, guys. Okay, 22. Okay. Next one. Okay. Okay. Next one. Then we're gonna get that intake manifold ready to go in here with the intake manifold gaskets. So those are open. I'm gonna set those in the back seat for now. Then we're gonna go ahead and use the brake clean. We got some paper towels here. We're just gonna dab up the stuff when we brake clean it. Get some fresh, clean paper towels ready. Here we go. We're gonna move this stuff out of the way, or try to. It's in the way. In the valley. Gently. We're gonna need that still. We're gonna have to beat it up. Brake. Okay, we'll switch to a new paper towel. Huck that one out the window. Get all this gunk out of here best we can. Brake clean time. Here we go. Some paper coming off. Get that out of there. TV on the gaskets themselves. Do some brake cleaning on the mating surfaces of the intake manifold itself, and then go ahead and put her in place. Just a thin amount, not a whole lot. Parts. It's according to the information there. Oh crap, it's sticking on that. Okay, that part's ready to go on. Okay, good question. Any of these excess that gets squeezed out, we'll wipe it out. I almost got a feeling that that service information is kind of outdated, and that these type of gaskets probably don't even take RTV on it. I got like a strong gut feeling that might be what the case is, but whatever. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. We'll just put some on there, and it's not gonna hurt. So I know these type of silicone gaskets, they're pretty good at sealing without anything. That one's in there. Okay. So go ahead and use some brake clean, paper towels, wipe that down. I don't know, my gut instinct tells me I'm just gonna do it without the RTV on the outside of these. Because I think the RTV was just for the everything else. Because these are gonna seal good. I don't see the point in doing that. Because it's an updated gasket. That service information that gives you some, probably the felt type, you know, more than likely that. So I'm trying to remember where I put the brake clean. Hang on a second. Let me put the cap on this RTV too. I feel like I've used enough RTV for a while now. But yeah, thanks for stopping in, John. That's cool. Like the blazer. So I'm going to spray it onto the paper towel so I don't overspray anything onto my interior, you know. This should be pretty much good to go, but it's just right before we install it kind of thing. Just a little bit of gunk on the mating surface. Some paper towel coming off. You're gonna fold it over and spray some more on it. Good old mount there. Okay, that part's coming up clean. That's a good sign. Pretty clean. I'm gonna send it in there now. Yeah, I could probably do with that right there. Let's try it. Well, that looks pretty good. Let's see if the front lined up. Okay, it's done. Not quite, but let's get these bolts in. Just get them all finger tight so far. Intake manifold bolts. I don't know if you guys can see that well, but I'm trying. Lower intake manifold, 1996 and later. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, 26 inch-pounds, 106 inch-pounds, 132 inch-pounds. And then we're going to follow this torque sequence. So what I'm going to do right here to stay on this page, I'm just going to fold these corners over like that. This is my book, I can do that. There's the sequence right there. So, first stage, do all that. Second stage, do all the same thing. Third stage, follow the same sequence. So let's start doing that now. And it's inch-pounds, so yeah, it stops at 45 inch-pounds. Stage is 26. Then add 1. 25, then add 1. Okay, it stopped. So if you booger anything up, they just trade it in like how Lowe's does for their stuff, or how Sears used to. Okay, it just stopped there. Number 3. Okay, number 3 is done. Okay, stop right there. Number 4 done. On to number 5. Okay, 5 done. Hang on a second. That was the one that I had a hard time with the thread chaser. So let's keep that in mind. Now I'm going to put it on the torque wrench. Okay. So it stops. So it's, yeah. Okay, that one stopped. Okay, that stopped. Okay, 11. First one's done. Okay, 11. Okay, here we're up to 11 on that. Number 6 is done. Hopefully tomorrow. More likely tomorrow. Gonna cover up the other valve cover side on here too. Make sure these batteries are out of this thing.